the supermarket, look closely at the packaging. You'll see this little butterfly label everywhere. Non-GMO project verified, GMO free, all natural. It's printed on everything from corn chips to water. Yes, I've seen non-GMO water, which is impressive since water doesn't have genes. But the message is clear. GMOs are bad, GMOs are scary, GMOs are frankenfood. But here's the twist. Almost everything you have ever eaten, unless you strictly forage for wild berries in the forest, is genetically modified. That natural corn on the cob, it used to be tiny grass called teosinte that was hard as a rock. That juicy watermelon, it used to be a bitter, hard little nut. Your dog, it used to be a wolf. We have been hacking nature for 10,000 years. The only difference is, now we do it in a lab instead of a field. So, is that apple in your lunchbox dangerous? Today, we're opening the fridge to find out. Okay, let's get our definition straight. Strictly speaking, modification just means changing the genetic makeup of a plant or animal. Humans have been doing this since the invention of agriculture. It's called selective breeding. Nature didn't make this. We did. We picked the wolves that were friendlier and smaller, bred them together, and repeated that for centuries until we got this. We did the same thing with food. This is what corn looked like 9,000 years ago. It had about 5 kernels and tasted like dry wood. Ancient farmers in Mexico selectively bred the biggest, tastiest stalks until it became the yellow cob we know today. But here's the problem with selective breeding. It's slow. It takes generations, and you can only breed things that are related. You can breed a fast horse with a strong horse, but you can't breed a horse with a jellyfish. That is where GMOs come in. GMO stands for Genetically Modified Organism. In the scientific world, this usually means transgenic. It means taking a specific gene from one species, like a bacteria or fish, and inserting it directly into the DNA of a completely different species, like a corn stalk or tomato. It breaks the rules of nature, and that is why it freaks people up. So why do it? Why mess with the DNA if selective breeding works fine? Because sometimes nature tries to kill our food. Let me tell you the story of the Hawaiian papaya. In the 1990s, the papaya industry in Hawaii was almost wiped out. A disease called the ring spot virus was destroying the trees. There was no cure, and farmers were watching their livelihoods rot in the fields. Selective breeding was too slow to fix it. The virus moved too fast. So, scientists did something radical. They took a gene from the virus itself, a harmless part of its code, and they inserted it into the papaya's DNA. It worked like a vaccine. The new rainbow papaya was immune to the virus. This saved the entire industry. Today, if you eat a papaya from Hawaii, it is almost certainly a GMO, and it's delicious. This is the main reason farmers love GMOs. It's not about making superfood, it's about protection. Most GMO corn and soy in the US is modified for 2 things: to survive weed killer and to kill bugs. But it's not just about saving farmers' profits. It can be about saving lives. Meet golden rice. In many developing countries, kids survive almost entirely on rice. But rice doesn't have vitamin A. Lack of vitamin A causes blindness and death for hundreds of thousands of children every year. So, scientists engineered rice with genes from a daffodil and a bacteria to produce beta-carotene. That's the stuff in carrots that make them orange. It turns the rice gold, and it gives the kids the vitamins they need. It sounds like a miracle, right? But it's been stuck in regulations and protests for 20 years. Why? Because people are worried about the risks. And that brings us to the big question. Is it safe to eat? According to the FDA, the World Health Organization, and essentially every major scientific body on Earth, yes, we've been eating GMOs since the 90s, trillions of meals. There has never been a single verified case of a human getting sick from eating a genetically modified crop. The DNA you eat is broken down by your stomach acid. You don't absorb the fish gene from the tomato and grow gills. However, the concerns aren't usually about health. They're about control. People worry that huge corporations own the seeds. They worry that if these super crops escape into the wild, they might outcompete natural plants and hurt the environment. They worry about using too many chemicals on these crops. Those are valid questions, but they're questions about business and farming, not about the science of the gene itself. So, here is the verdict. The technology of genetic engineering is just a tool. You can use a hammer to build a house, or you can use it to break a window. GMOs have saved industries like the papaya. They have the potential to stop blindness with golden rice, and they allow us to grow more food on less land. But they also put a lot of power in the hands of the people who hold the patents to those seeds. Next time you see that non-GMO label, you don't have to be scared. Just have to decide what kind of food system you want to support. But wait, we've been talking about moving whole genes, cutting and pasting big chunks of code. That's old school. Recently, we invented a new tool. One that doesn't just cut and paste, it rewrites. It's called CRISPR, and it's going to make the GMO debate look like child's play. That's in the next episode. And if you like this video, smash that like button. It helps the algorithm more than you know. And tell me in the comments, would you eat a blue strawberry if it tasted like chocolate? Because we could probably make that. I'm your host, Novak, and I'll see you in the next episode. And stay curious.